1,000. Go on, I dare you.
Red Rose Radio.
The Midnight News, this is Allan King.
You can go to the Mexico bar, and you can go to the Birdman Ball from 7 till midnight. You'll have a... Well, I hope that answers all your questions to save you bothering me. Hello, Paul.
Right, Alan?
Yes, what do you want?
Do you know this bingo thing that you're going to? This bloke sent a letter and you said you were going to go to this bingo hall.
Well, I don't know yet. I've not got the letter yet.
Oh, I see. Well, you say you're against gambling and all that. Why are you going to this bingo thing?
I won't be gambling, will I?
I know, but you're sort of against it. It's a bit against your principles, isn't it?
I think anyone that does it is daft, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, thanks.
I went to a horse race 3 years ago. Still don't like horse racing. Hello, Dave.
Alright, Alan.
Yep.
What did you think of President Bolton's speech the other day?
I didn't hear it.
Didn't you hear it? He's saying, what he said was, that he doesn't want to give the black people a vote in their own country, like.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to free Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
I mean, why has he got Nelson Mandela in there?
Because Nelson Mandela was one of the people that wanted to bring about armed insurrection.
Oh. Well, don't you think he should be released, like?
Rather depends on whether he's going to continue advocating armed insurrection.
Oh. Alright then.
Have you got an opinion, or is it beyond you?
Well, no, it's not beyond me, like, I just thought that they should free him, man.
I see.
Right.
Why?
Why?
What?
I don't know. Seems alright, then he's no point.
You've never met him. What do you mean he seems alright? All you know about him is what you've read in the papers, and the papers seem to have a marked decision that they're not going to tell you that, in fact, when he was free, he was one of the people that said we should have armed revolt.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ah, well, now that you know it, do you feel any different?
I suppose so, yeah.
Well, when you've finished supposing and come up with an answer, would you like to ring me back? Hello, Andrew. Hello, Andrew. Goodbye, Andrew. I haven't got all night. Hello, Jackie.
Hello, hello, Alan. I'd like to talk about cretins.
Would you?
I would.
All of them?
Well, I should say that a vast majority seem to come from Lancashire after listening to your programme.
Well, this programme only gets calls from Lancashire. Predominantly, yeah. It's an unfair test.
No, indeed not, because, I mean, I've met a few cretins up and down anyway. You know,
up and down where?
Up and down the country, in other sort of districts.
Oh, but I thought you said they were all from Lancashire.
No, but you seem to attract a lot from Lancashire.
Well, that's because the programme's in Lancashire, you daft sod.
Yes, of course it is. Yes, but what I'm saying is, does one cretin attract another?
Because it may well do so.
It may well indeed, yes.
But one of the cretins gets a lot of money. What are you getting?
Oh, I'm on a fair amount per annum.
What, for listening to me?
No, not for listening to you.
Well, I'm getting a lot of money for listening to you. Thank you for making your contribution. Sammy, what do you want?
Alan, I'd just like to call you a big fat.
That's very kind of you, thank you. What are you going to do when your mother grows up? Hello, Bob.
Hello? Hello, Alan. I'm calling you from the capital of the Northwest, Manchester. Yes?
What have you got to say?
Alan, would you not agree we are the London of the North up here?
Oh, I'll agree with that. I can't stand London.
No, but come on. Manchester is the... Let's face it, we are the metropolis of the Northwest.
That may or may not be so, and I really don't care. But I would not want anywhere that I was proud of to be regarded as the London of somewhere. London is like, it's a wart on the bum of Britain. It's awful. It stinks.
Perhaps that was a nasty choice of words, Alan. What I would
Mine or yours? Mine or yours?
I don't know. Perhaps to say
you don't know which words were nastily chosen. You don't know whether they were your words or mine. You must be absolutely thick, which quite suits people from Manchester. Andy, what do you want?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, I'd like to talk about fishing.
What would you like to...
A far, far better furniture store.
Edmondson's of Blackburn, a far, far better furniture store. For lounge, dining room and bedroom furniture, for famous names in quality carpets, for all home furnishings. Edmondson's offers choice. Edmondson's gives first-class service, and Edmondson's guarantees value for money. All round a far, far better furniture store at Darwin Street, Blackburn.
A far, far better furniture store. Edmondson's.
Take your scrap to CSM, Preston's top scrap metal men. They pay a better price, so this is our advice. Go to CSM.
Turn your scrap metal into cash. Best prices 6 days a week at Carlton Street Metals off File Road, Preston. Phone 729949.
Go to CSM. CSM. Glendon Motors, Peugeot, Talbot.
Visit Glendon Motors, the Peugeot centre of the north, and take a close look at Peugeot quality. We know you'll be impressed with the 505 GTI and the 305 GTX, but when you've seen the exciting 205 range, which starts at just over £4,000, you'll realise that Peugeot quality is available to everybody. Of course, Glendon take part exchange and make quite amazing allowances, so come up market with Peugeot and Glendon. It's a combination that makes motoring a better experience.
Glendon Motors, Peugeot, Talbot Superstore.
At Blackpool Road, Preston. Have you been to the late night spot in Fortin yet? The Bay Horse Barn is open nightly from Tuesday to Saturday till 1 o'clock and till 11 p.m. every Sunday, featuring discos, live entertainment and country music. Admission is free Tuesday, Wednesday and Sunday, so hurry on down to the Bay Horse Barn at Fortin or telephone 791 204.
How do to Paul?
Hello. I'd like to ask you your views on pirate
I don't give my views. What have you got to say about whatever it was?
Well, what do you think about pirate radio crashing?
You're asking questions. Will you please, for God's sake, tell me what you've got to say?
Well, I'd like to say it's unfair what people say, that it's actually clashing with commercial...
What do you mean it's unfair what people say? Will you tell me what you've got to say?
Well, I've got to agree what the people say.
Oh, I don't... Listen, why are you quoting the people? Will you tell me what you have got to say without reference to anybody else? Just tell me what's in your head.
Right.
Anything or nothing?
Something.
Well, tell us what it is.
Right. I think that pirate radio... Well, people say that pirate radio...
You're back to people say. Are you totally stupid?
No.
Are you involved with pirate radio?
Yes.
I am not the least bit surprised. Good night. Hello, Bob.
Hello, Allan.
What do you want?
On Wednesday night you were talking about South Africa, that you wouldn't buy their plums or fruit.
Plums are fruit.
Well, I mean, you know, anything South African fruit.
That's right.
Well, you're married, and obviously you bought a ring, and an engagement ring. Did you ask the chap in the jewellers where the gold come from, or the diamonds?
No, I didn't, and I haven't met it yet. Indeed, there was no engagement ring, there are no diamonds. The gold may well come from South Africa. I don't know. You seem dumbfounded. Or is it just dumb?
Well, for most probably dumb.
Okay, well, I don't talk to dumb people. It's impossible. I can't use sign language on the radio. Hello, Suzanne.
Hello, Alan.
Hello. How old are you?
I'm 16.
I'll bet. I don't believe you. Hello, Janet.
Hello, Alan.
Hello.
Hello. What I'd like to ask you is, I'm 29, I'm divorced, and I would like to find a place or somewhere I could go to meet somebody that I can have a sensible conversation with and just enjoy myself.
You're wasting your time ringing me, love.
Well, I can't think of anywhere in Preston where you can go. I don't mean a disco or anything like that.
You can't have any conversation in a disco.
Well,
sensible, there's just none available.
Well,
I don't know.
Are there no singles places?
I'm sure there must be loads of singles places.
Do you know anything about Data Line? Have you heard?
No, I know nothing about it.
Oh, God. So you can't help me? No,
I can't, but I tell you what, I bet we get 5,000 phone calls from big hairy blokes saying they'd like to.
Well, no, I'm not giving my number, but
I wasn't going to ask you to, don't worry.
Nobody seems to know anywhere where you can go to meet somebody.
Well, listen, if you stay on the line and give your number, I'm sure Billy, our security man, will be round within quarter of an hour.
Oh, that's not helping me, is it?
He's a good talker. He's very good at talking.
Looks like I'm going to be an old maid forever.
You may well be an old maid, but the shelf's got loads of room for all of us.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's all right. I wish you luck. Billy will be round in a minute. Hello, Paul.
Stinky basic.
Oh, how awfully humorous. Nice of you to drop in. Hello, Wally.
Hello, Alan.
Yes?
A few nights ago, I was on discussing the...
What do you want, Wally?
Well, you contradicted yourself.
I often do, Wally. What do you want? Well, yes, I am fat, Wally, but what do you want? Well, Wally suits you. It's a very good name for you. Mother must have known before you were born. Hello, Gary.
Hello, Alan. What I'm speaking about, actually, is every time a Scouser seems to come on, you seem to put them down. Why is that?
Because everyone I've had on tonight, for a start, has been as thick as pig muck.
Well, that's no reason, is it?
What do you mean it's no reason?
Well, it's no reason because...
Listen, it's not my fault that every Scouser that's been on this programme is as thick as pig muck.
Well, that's...
What do you want me to do? Give them an IQ?
No, I know...
You cannot make a silk purse out of a sow's ear.
Yeah,
I put down individuals. If the individuals are thick, then I put them down.
Yeah, well, I agree with that.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Then what are you babbling on about?
No, I'm not babbling on, Alan.
Well, somebody is.
No, I know. Well, that's people in the background.
No, well, shut them up.
Well, okay, shut up, everyone. Okay, you're listening now. Alan?
I'm listening.
Oh, well, that's first time this evening.
And the last. Get on with it.
I'd like to also say, not only do you put...
Oh, for God's sake. Are you going to get on with it, or are you going to keep giving me this diatribe of a preamble?
I'm going to get on with it.
You're not. You've lost your chance. Goodbye. Bob, what do you want?
Alan, do you know what?
Can you not shout any louder?
All right, then. Alan, me and mates have just come back from pub tonight, right? And do you know what?
Do they let idiots in
We're
pubs?
wondering why you...
Stop shouting. Will you stop shouting? Please stop shouting. I am not made of cloth ears.
We're going to bat...
You're going to batter me? Where are you going to find 20 grown men? Hello, Jim.
Hello, Alan. That bloke before just deafened me.
Yes, well, never mind.
I'd like to have my views on these sales reps who keep phoning you up and knocking on your door. They drive you up the flaming wall. Is there anything we can do about them?
Well, there's nothing bad enough that you can do to them that is legal, unfortunately.
No.
Quite honestly, I do know of one incident that I think seemed to have done the trick with a double glazing salesman, and it was totally illegal, but it was an old lady who had emptied a chamber pot over him. Now, whilst that is perfectly acceptable to me in the circumstances, it isn't acceptable to the law. And they let these petty, jumped-up little nothings come pounding on your door trying to sell you stuff that they can't give away somewhere else. And as far as I'm concerned, anyone that rings me up to try and sell me something, or knocks on my door to try and tell me something, my answer is, I'm sorry, if it isn't good enough to sell in a shop, I don't want it.
I just think it's despicable that somebody can keep going through the phone book and phoning you up and constantly harassing you. Which is what I think it is, really.
Well, if they're harassing you, what you need to do is get them to come round, okay?
Yeah.
And spend a full evening with them by nothing. All right?
That's a good idea.
By absolutely nothing. Half a dozen of them, and they'll be bankrupt, because the companies they usually work for are gangster companies. Not always, there are some good ones, but mostly gangster companies, and they'll just get rid of them because they're not turning round the brass.
Right. I heard a woman about asking about daylight before.
You've moved on, I'm afraid. We only do one subject at a time. Gav, what do you want?
Hello, Alan?
Yes?
Can I have some advice, please?
No.
Please?
No.
Well, what it is, I've bought a car like...
No was the answer. I don't know why you carry on, really. Andrew, what do you want? Andrew doesn't want anything, or at least he's not going to get anything. Duncan, what do you want?
It's Duncan.
Obviously.
Hello? Can you chase me?
Not really, no.
Why not?
I'm not very fast.
Go on.
I bet you'd run slow so we'd catch you.
No. And Duncan, can you chase me?
Yes, I know. I've heard it. I saw the telly programme. He was very good. I liked him.
He's nice, isn't it?
Goodbye.
Good night.
Hello, Caroline.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Alan. I wonder if you can help me.
I shouldn't think so.
I've just bought a house, and there's a girl that lives next door to me who I've just discovered had a mental illness. and it's left her, she's 36, but it's left her with about the mental age of about 12. What it is she has a boyfriend, so to speak, who's in the Navy, and he comes home periodically and more or less sexually abuses her. He also encourages his brother and friends to, and I just wondered, is this illegal? You know, I mean, I know she's 36, but she is mentally unstable.
The answer, is it illegal, providing the woman, doesn't have a legal guardian? The answer is it's perfectly legal.
What would you consider a legal guardian?
The legal guardian is someone appointed at law to be her guardian, someone that has power of attorney, for want of a better term. In other words, if she is empowered and entitled and permitted to make all her own decisions, then the answer is it's not illegal. If she is not so empowered, if because of the results of her illness she is not compos mentis, she's not all there and able to operate her life to the satisfaction of others, then it is possible for orders to be put upon her of care. And if those orders if those orders are in existence, he said, trying to say the words, then it's quite possible that something illegal is happening.
Yeah. Well, if I was to get in touch with a social worker or something and draw their attention to this...
Does the person next door have a social worker?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, I could get in touch with the social
Have you
service.
tried talking to her?
Well, you see, the thing is, she's not really... I mean, sometimes you think she's not as bad. She has her days where she's not...
Caroline, you have all this information about her. Where did you get it?
Well, I know somebody who knows a family quite well.
At the risk of sounding ludicrous, have you talked to her family?
Well, no, they're very elderly and, you know, very old-fashioned and...
Well, Caroline, you're faced with two options. You either mind your own damn business, or...
my life.
Why is it affecting your life?
Because she's driving me around the bend. I don't want to know all her explicit sex life.
So, when I said, have you spoken to her, why don't you talk to her and try to find out why it's going on? If she's happy with it, if she's happy with the situation,
well,
what the hell's...
she's happy, she knows no difference. I mean, this
Well,
man...
just a moment, what the hell's it got to do with you?
What's it got to do with me? This
I asked
girl
you
is driving me mad.
Well, don't let her in your house.
I don't let her in my house. I open the door and she's up the stairs like a bat out of hell. You'd have to see it to believe it. I mean, sometimes it can be funny, but it drives me mad.
Well, Caroline, I'm glad you use your poor neighbour as entertainment, but as far as I'm concerned, you're horrible.
I'm not.
Goodbye. Hello, Gary.
Hello. And last night you said that the Orange Lodge policy...
Have you got anything to say?
Yeah.
What have you got to say?
The Orange Lodge policy is not to aid Catholics.
I see.
It is against the Church of Rome, but it does
And
not
what...
say...
excuse me a moment. It's nice of you to use separate terminology. What is the Church of Rome?
The Pope.
And which faith is the Pope the head of?
Roman Catholics. But
are you talking gibberish on purpose?
it does not say hate. It says just opposes.
Oppose. I see. And you'll settle for oppose, will you?
Yeah.
I see. Very good. What gives it that right? What gives it that right?
Sorry.
What gives it the right?
What gives the Pope the right to teach Catholics? That's just like that, isn't it?
The Pope doesn't teach Catholics, or indeed it is not the policy of the Catholic faith to, what was the word you found acceptable? Oppose. Protestantism.
Well, how would you know?
Well, I do know. I'm able to read and write, and it's a great advantage when you want to assimilate information to try and read something. For example, when the Pope came to Liverpool, he made the great trek down Hope Street to the two cathedrals, and there was a great ecumenical statement made. Now, it's very difficult to make an ecumenical statement in a non-Catholic cathedral when you are a Roman Catholic Pope without making it fairly obvious that you are not against Protestantism. Right. Now, if you're so thick that you couldn't work that out for yourself, then I am not surprised that your bigotry is readily showing.
But I think it's disgusting that he was...
I'm sure you do think it's disgusting, but the majority of people of the same faith of you do not. You are in an obscure little group, which quite honestly, I think stinks.
Well, are you an atheist?
Yes.
Well, I think that's disgusting.
That is fine. You think Catholics are disgusting. You think I'm disgusting because I'm an atheist. Perhaps if I became an Orange member and learnt to oppose so many religions as you do, then you'd like me. And it seems to me the only way to be liked by you is to be opposing something, which reminds me that I think your policies are sick.
Well, I think you're sick.
I know you do, and that is the only retaliation you've got, because you have no thought process that can defend your beliefs.
And you're fat shit.
And that's further evidence of what you are. Hello, Terry.
I've got a problem.
I'm sure you have.
Well, I've got a girl pregnant, and she don't want me to know about it.
Oh, come on, we had this the other night. You don't even sound like Terry Duckworth.
What about Terry Duckworth?
You're not Terry Duckworth.
No.
What an amazing coincidence.
No, I've got a pregnant, she don't want me to know about it.
Oh.
And she don't want me to help her. I think I should.
Well, why don't you put your head in the oven and gas yourself? That'll solve it. Hello, Frank.
Hello, Alan.
Hello.
Listen, why do you cut people off so abruptly?
No reason at all. Hello, Fred.
Good morning, Alan.
Good morning.
A short time ago, you stated quite adamantly that you didn't trust politicians.
That's right, I don't.
That makes two of us.
I'm glad to hear it.
And then
you anything else to say?
Then when you went on to say that you were asked who you did trust, and you said a journalist, I think.
That's right.
Someone on the sick list.
That's right.
Could I ask you, perhaps it's a rude question, could I ask you, do you trust your wife?
My wife was the journalist.
I thought so. I'm glad to hear that. It's very admirable. And could I be right in thinking the other one would be a reverend gentleman?
No.
No. No, I think it's very admirable that you...
Although I do, if it's the reverend gentleman you're thinking of, I think I would.
Yes, I think...
Is it Fletcher?
That's right.
I thought it might be. Good old Fletcher.
I know your name, so do I. So we're mutual acquaintances.
Ah, he's a good lad, he's Fletcher. We will tell everyone. Fletcher Richardson, who presents the breakfast show. I don't know what their morning... What's the name for their breakfast show? I think it's just called First Thing, that's it. Well, Fletcher Richardson presents First Thing, which is Radio Lancashire's breakfast show, and he's not very well at the moment.
I know that, and I happen to know your wife, so I was hoping that the one that when you said it, who you trusted was a journalist, I was hoping you were going to be thinking of your wife, because if I was asked the same question, I would first of all say my wife, and then I'd be flummoxed. Good night, and thanks for listening to me, Alan.
Ta-ra, Fred. Cheers. Well, anyone that doesn't trust a politician has got to have some good in him. Richard, how do to you?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I'd like to talk about hotel and catering.
Hotel and catering?
Yeah.
What would you like to say about it?
Well, I work in a hotel in Blackpool, and, well, basically it's about the days that I have to work.
Well?
Well, I have a Monday off, and then I've got to work Tuesday to Sunday. Now,
You're breaking my heart. I work every damn day.
I know, but you're getting paid a lot more than I am.
Well, that's only because I'm doing a job that pays more.
Yeah, I know.
I get paid merely for doing this job. The truth is, I work 7 days a week. What are you're not going to upset me?
I know, I don't want to upset you, really.
Well, okay, so it stinks you worked 6 days. Smart, but 4 million people would swap with you.
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm trying to say is that with me working on a Sunday, and, well, in other trades, well, not all trades, but in other trades, people that work on Sundays do get paid more money than other people.
Well, get a job as a vicar. They only work Sundays. All right?
Yeah.
That'll solve it. You won't have to do all that cooking, and you got little chance of getting burnt.
At Bradshaw's, you always get straight talk and solid offers on the whole Ford range. But right now, we've a super special deal on Sierras. With finance from just 4.9%, APR 9.5%, you can afford a Sierra this summer. Get down to Bradshaw's, Marsh Lane, Preston now for this and all our other square deals. Or phone 54083 for details.
Dave Barron Caravans and Awnings, Chapel Lane, Coppell, near Chorley.
For caravanning today, you get the #1 choice at Dave Barron.
Open 7 days a week.
Over the years, I've recorded more than 500 songs, and I love them all.
Imagine a still summer's day.
So when I was asked to select the songs for this album, I chose the ones that mean the most to me. I hope you like them too.
The day I met Marie, visions of you in shades of blue, smoking, shifting, lazily drifting.
Teledisc is proud to present Cliff Richard From the Heart, an exclusive double album featuring 28 of Cliff's favorite songs, including his 11 number ones.
Another love so exciting. She's just a devil woman with evil on her mind. Beware the devil woman, she's gonna get you. It's so funny.
Cliff Richard From the Heart on double album or long play cassette is just £6.99 and is not available in the shops. So to order, ring us now on 051 708 7676, where you can also find out about some great money-saving offers for the radio listener on Teledisc albums. The number again, 051 708 7676.
Instagram, the only way to send a greetings message. It's fast, it's fun, it's friendly. It's Instagram. Phone Bolton 395 440. Bolton 395 440.
Howdy, Paul.
Howdy, Alan.
You out to say?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about snooker, please.
Go ahead.
I think it's brilliant and it's miles more interesting than cricket.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I think it's a load of balls.
Yeah? You're a dickhead.
You don't understand that, do you? It's too bright for you. Hello, Paul, another one.
All right, Alan.
Yes.
I want to complain about all the amateurs going round in Liverpool.
All the what?
The amateurs.
I'm not going to answer that.
Why?
Why should I say what you want me to say?
What?
And then you will say knocking nails in.
Jelly belly.
But apart from that, you'll say knocking nails in.
Yes, I would.
I thought you would.
Bye.
Bye. He wanted me to say, what's an amateur? How do, Dean?
Alright, Alan.
Aye.
Blackburn Town Centre with my mate today, and he's a coloured lad, and this lad came up to him and started on him so I helped him, and after he shouted at me.
Well?
Yeah. Then he says I shouldn't have been round with him in the first place.
Oh, I see. Yes, it's just dawned. Yeah. You're pretty wicked, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like colours.
No, I know you don't. They probably don't like you, but only if they've met you. Hello, Bean.
Hello, it's Dean. Hello, Mr. Beswick. How you doing? All right.
Apart from a slight touch of deafness now, yes.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry, be quiet.
I'd like to talk to you about xenophobia, please.
Bean, can you just quieten it down a bit?
Sorry.
Very good. Just talk.
Okay, I'd like to talk to you about xenophobia, please.
Very good.
I understand through last night's conversation that you didn't really understand what the word meant.
I see.
Did you?
Are you going to tell me what it means?
No.
You're not going to tell me.
But can I have an honest opinion?
Are you going to tell me what it means?
Yeah, I'll tell you what it means.
Go ahead.
It means sort of fear of foreigners, wariness of foreigners. Yeah?
It actually means irrational fear of foreigners.
Okay, irrational fear.
But the irrational's quite important because it's not a phobia until it becomes irrational.
Okay. Would you say that word applies to yourself, your good self, Mr. Allan Beswick?
One wonders whether I'm good, but the answer is no. I'm not afraid of anybody, anything, any group, any organisation, anything.
Well, can you answer me this question? Why
I probably can.
Why on earth when...
I can't do it anywhere else other than on Earth.
Okay.
Because I'm stuck on Earth.
Okay, let's cut the technicalities.
If you're going to come on and discuss semantics, I'm afraid your first responsibility is accuracy.
Okay.
Would you not agree?
Okay, yes.
You do know what I mean by semantics.
I do agree, okay.
What do I mean by semantics?
Semantics, as in the word anti-semantic.
No.
No, go on.
Semantics.
Semantics.
So when you said to me, I do agree, You couldn't possibly agree because you've not a bloody clue what I'm talking about.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Then what are semantics?
Semantics, it's a certain race. Yeah?
No, it's not.
Semantics, then.
Semantics, yes.
Semantics.
I'll spell it for you.
S-E-M-A-N-T-I-C, yeah?
Well done. Semantic.
Well
now, what does that mean?
Well done,
What
Mr.
does it
Dean,
mean?
Yes.
What does it mean?
Semantics.
Yes, repeating it incessantly doesn't give me the
I'm
meaning.
not repeating it incessantly at all, Mr. Beswick.
Are you going to tell me what it means, or are you going to be talking to yourself in a few
No,
seconds?
I'm not going to... Well, if you want to cut me off, that's up to you.
It is up to me. I'll ask you the question again.
You've got the power over the
Shut
button.
up and listen.
No, I won't shut me trap.
Good night. Say good night, child.
Oh, you're going to...
Go away and look up the word semantic, dear boy. Hello, Justin.
Hello?
Oh, God.
I would like to talk about homosexuals.
I'm sure you would, and if you ever find out about them, you'll be able to, but till then, you'll just have to pretend. Hello, Michael.
Hi, Alan. Alan, you made a very libelous and hypocritical statement to one of your listeners earlier on.
It rather depends on libelous and hypocritical. It's a bit difficult for them to be one and the same thing.
Well, we're politicians who
Well,
you are led to
hypocritical...
believe
Just a moment. Just a
lies
moment.
and
Just...
suspicious people.
I did not say they were vicious.
You said crooks, liars, and suspicious people.
Suspicious, yes.
You also said that you distrust people who are powered over yourself.
I'm sorry? Say that again?
You said that you distrust people who are powered over yourself.
No, that wasn't what I said.
That is what you did
What I
say.
said was I distrust people who want power over other people.
Okay, right.
Well, we might as well be accurate, mightn't we?
Right.
Seeing as how you're accusing me of libel.
Okay, then there's nothing, and I mean nothing, for you to substantiate these allegations, since A, you've openly confessed that you yourself do not associate yourself with politicians, and B...
I do not what?
Associate yourself with politicians.
I didn't say I don't associate them. No, I did not. I said I don't like them.
You said you did not associate yourself with
No, I said I do not associate myself. If you like to use the term as a parallel, I do not associate with them in saying I'm of a similar type. I do have to talk to them quite frequently, probably more frequently than yourself, unless you're another politician.
I am not a politician.
And so, as far as I'm concerned, every politician I ever will meet, my response is, don't trust them.
But your producer surely must exercise...
I don't have a producer. I do not have.
a producer.
Michael, will you please listen carefully? You may or may not know the law of libel, and I don't care whether you do, but this programme does not have a producer. I am responsible.
Some kind of
The only control over me is they either pay me or they sack me. There is no other control.
Well, you know, to me, you are a brainless and bombastic beaut. Good night.
But I'm better than you, because I'm getting paid for talking to cretins, and you just have to struggle along being one. But thank you for calling. Libelous to say a politician is a crook, a gangster, and probably a liar? Good Lord, no.
You've had your loft converted.
Yes, isn't it great? The extra room makes all the difference.
Oh, it's marvellous. Who did it for you?
Step-by-step loft conversions. It only took about 10 days and it wasn't expensive.
Oh, it's just what we need for our kids.
Then go and ring them now. All right, to Step-by-Step Loft Conversions, free post Blackburn. If you order this month, they'll even carpet your conversion absolutely free of charge.
I'm going to take a step in the right direction by phoning Step-by-Step Loft Conversions on Blackburn 48973. That's 48973.
Driving to the airport, and I checked my briefcase for my passport. I was sharing the cab. She immediately spotted the Head and Shoulders in the corner of the case. I didn't know you had dandruff, she said. I don't, I said.
Most people who use Head and Shoulders regularly don't have dandruff, just healthy-looking, attractive hair.
Love your black business suit, I told her. Oh, and don't worry, you can buy Head and Shoulders when we get to Amsterdam.
Most people who use Head and Shoulders regularly don't have dandruff, just healthy-looking, attractive hair.
And Bradshaw's rule the car deals. Right now we've special square deals on Orions. Yes, Orion 1.6L 4 doors are just £5,999 on the road at Bradshaw's. That's £684 off normal Ford price. Get down to Bradshaw's, Marsh Lane, Preston now for this and all our other square deals, or phone 54083 for details.
Which pub offers a comfortable bar for a quiet drink?
And a great disco.
Every night.
Every night.
Only at the Halfway House.
The Halfway House.
On the A6.
At Clayton-Lee Woods.
It's Scylla. Anyone who had an hat? Anyone who had a nose job? Well, she did. How do, Mick?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, I'd like to talk about your statement before about South Africa.
Yeah.
Well, I think there should be civil war there, and I think that violence is the only way the blacks there are going to have the right to be free in that country.
Trouble is, there'd be a lot of blacks that are dead, not whites.
Yeah, but, you know, the way I see it, like, it's better to use violence, like, for freedom, like.
There can never, but never, be freedom within a country brought by the gun.
Well, I think that's wrong, like.
Name a country that has had a civil war and it's brought freedom.
The reason why...
Name a country that you think it's wrong, give us some evidence to support what you think. Is there a country anywhere on this globe that has had civil war and freedom has been the result?
The reason why I've got no evidence to give you for that is because I believe that people have never used violence without, like, being in a party using politicians or anything like that. I think we should have anarchy.
You think we should have anarchy?
Yeah.
The great problem with your thinking we should have anarchy is that armed revolt cannot really bring about anarchy.
Why can't it?
Because in an armed revolt, you have to get together and fight. And as soon as you get together, you are not anarchic.
Why aren't you? Because if there's no leaders, and what you're after is anarchy.
You cannot have... Have you ever tried to consider that you could not have an armed force without a leader? It cannot happen.
It can happen.
How?
How? Look at the riots, look at Foxtooth riots and all that. Who were the leaders there?
Are you telling me that was armed revolt?
Well, yeah, it's a start, isn't it? Like, I think we should start with riots. That's a start.
I see. Well, Mick, you're obviously thick, so good night. Hello, Steve.
Hello?
What do you want?
About roads.
You want what about roads?
You was talking earlier and you said a road never caused an accident.
Right.
I know one that did.
Tell it me.
It's a blind brew.
A blind brew?
Brother.
What did it do? Jump on him?
No.
What did it do then?
You cannot see.
What did it do then?
The road.
How did the road kill your brother? How did the road kill your brother? You just told me that road killed your brother. How?
If you just listen a minute.
Well, get on with it.
You're crossing that road. You cannot see what's coming up that road.
So why not cross somewhere else?
You can't cross anywhere else.
Why not?
Unless you walk down the brew.
So you can cross somewhere else?
Oh, you're walking out of your road then?
Oh, what a... Yeah. And Karen's pigged off instead. It's a good night, isn't it? Hello, Simon.
Hello, Alan.
Hello.
A few months back, my cat had a ball of wool, and this morning she had mittens. Right.
Get off, Simon. That was appalling. How do, Paul? Hello, Paul.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
All right, Alan.
Oh, good.
I want to talk about the government sending a ship out to the Radio Caroline. Did you see that on the news today?
Yes, they're sitting there listening to the pirate radio stations.
But they're also there to spy on ships, bringing them supplies and that in, aren't they?
That's right, yes.
Well, what next? You know what? The government have already interfered, you know, with the BBC. What next, like?
One wonders, do they not? Perhaps I'm going to have an MI5 man sat next to me doing the programme.
At this very moment, Alan, there's someone in your locker room checking how many Mars bars you've got.
Well, it'll take them a while to count them. So we can write them off for the next 4 hours.
No, but what seriously,
I actually think the pirates, I don't know, the government have got their regulations, there are rules and laws. I'm not sure that I agree with them, to be honest, but there are laws that say the pirates shouldn't be broadcasting to this country, and people supplying them are actually breaking the law. So I suppose the government has got to uphold the law in that case. OK, it's silly law from probably your standpoint and certainly from mine, but the law is there to be obeyed. The idea of interfering with the BBC the other week, was it last week or the week before, I think was absolutely ludicrous, and still more ludicrous is this story that was in the Observer yesterday about the MI5 vetting for BBC officials, which I think is potty. And when you consider how left-wing half the people in the BBC are, it makes me worry about MI5, to be honest.
Well, thanks very much for agreeing with me anyway.
It's a pleasure. I've got to agree with somebody before the day is out. It is now very nearly news time, so Mark, if you're sitting there listening, and if you aren't, you shouldn't have rung us, we'll be with you in about 3.5 minutes' time. Right now, it's time for this.
Red Rose Radio.
Dare I say it? It sounds like it might be a good show. I wouldn't enjoy it, not being a country buff. But if you are, that's the show to go to. 11:05. I'll do Mark.
Beswick, you bastard.
Thank you, Mark. I'll do to John.
Hello, Alan.
Hello.
I'd like to talk about soap operas, if I can.
Soap operas?
Yes, please.
Very sore point with me at the moment. I forgot to record, because I was out tonight, I forgot to record Coronation Street on Brookside, and not only am I disappointed, but when I get home tonight I'll get murdered because my wife wasn't in either, and I was supposed to record it for her. Well, that's how you see it, but never mind. Let us proceed.
Well, they're not exactly real to life, are they? Obviously, George Michael is, sort of heard, is appearing in Brookside. I think that will ruin the matter.